some more.
Yo, what's good, people? Izzymax here, back again with some Max Double League content. This week is super important to me. I really need this win. Currently, I am 1-3, and so is my opponent, Hunter. As you see here, he usually runs Lapras, so I was surprised not to see it. Instead, the Gengar was actually kind of surprising for me. But here you see the 6 that I brought and the 6 that he brought. I knew Serena and Prim actually put in a lot of work. And the Butterfree here is Scarfed Offensive. It is Pollen Puff, Hurricane, Sleep Powder, and Rage Powder. But I knew the game plan going in, either Serena or Prim was going to be my main threats. And then seeing that he didn't bring the Lapras, I figured Dragapult was actually safe. This is a Focus Sash Dragapult that can turn around in one shot the Kingdra. In my moves, you will see that I'm carrying like 3 different fairy moves. Primarina, Serena, and Moonblast on the Clefairy. So I really prepped hard for the Kingdra. I knew the Lapras potentially could come, but I was guaranteed expecting the Kingdra, which is what he brought. But here I am AV, so I am just going to kind of start setting up. Not really setting up, but max the Primarina. I know I can take a couple of Sludge Bombs or Max Oozes from the Gengar. And hopefully do some good damage back to it. As you see, I am going to max. And this is actually really, really important. You see that I do max first here. And he is also going to max his Gengar, which means he is going to potentially in Game 2 try to set up Trick Room. This is really, really important information here. If he would have set up Trick Room there, if the Gengar got Trick Room, I would have actually been in a really bad spot. But I do just fake out the Tangela and fire off a big Max Geyser into the Gengar, doing about half. I didn't expect that to kill, but that was still really, really good damage as the Max Ooze comes off and does about 25-30%. He does get the boost, but I know I can take 2 more. So here I know that he's just going to Rage Powder again. I don't really want a Helping Hand, just in case if he doesn't Rage Powder, for some reason tries putting Prim to sleep or something. But he does just Rage Powder here, which is a fine play. I kind of made a middle ground play, so just Zing Zap, not doing too much damage. Tangela is very physically bulky, but the Starfall is gonna do a big chunk. And here comes the next Max Ooze. And I know I'll die to the next one. He is now at +2, which is fine. And here I'm figuring, okay, I'm just going to kill the Tangela. I do have the Terrain up, so he can't Sleep Powder me. And then I'm going to switch to preserve my Fake Out. I am Sash, so even if he fires into the Togedemaru, he can't kill me. Also, I didn't expect him to fire in the Togedemaru. He kind of needs this Primarina gone. So there is the Rage Powder. And again, I just fire off a Geyser. Primarina kills the super bulky Tangela. That was such a good pickup for him. And Gengar here is just going to go ahead and KO the Prim. Now here we're in a really weird spot. This Gengar is +2, but I'm going to be able to one-shot it. It's at 50%. Here I do just go into the Serena. As you see, I am rocking the Koba Berry just in case he was a special Kingdra. He could hit me with a I think I could live up to a +2 for some reason. +2 Hurricane, Max Hurricane, and be able to fire back with a Play Rough and kill. Here is where I actually make a really good play, knowing that he's going to try and set up Trick Room, and I have blocked out the Fake Out from the Goth. I'm going to go ahead and double into it. Knowing that I am Sash, I can kill the Gengar on a Backsplash. So this is going to be the play. Turns out to be a really, really good play. As we were talking after the match, he said he was setting up Trick Room here. So it is decently specially bulky, and the double up is able to kill the Gothitelle. As the +3 Shadow Ball comes out and I do get knocked down to Sash. That is super, super important here. And out comes the Vikavolt. Now this thing, it was a threat. I knew it was coming, but I do have Togedemaru. If you've seen, it was sturdy. I was baiting the Lightning Rod. But here I am just going to Play Rough and then Shadow Ball into the Gengar. I know it is time for that thing to go. So here, I don't know why I'm taking so long. I think I thought about doubling into the Vikavolt. I'm glad I didn't. That would have cost me the game. But there's the Shadow Ball killing the Gengar. Pult putting in a lot of work this week. And then the Play Rough doing a little more than 25. And then the Vikavolt taking that 1 HP of damage away. And he is fearful to lock him, or to click an electric move, which is fine. Togedemaru comes out here, and this is where I made a really weird 50-50 play. So here, I wanted to bounce, but I didn't know if he actually had Protect, and I knew that this damage was actually going to be important. So I'm like, all right, whatever, let's do this instead. So now I'm going to play rough and actually Helping Hand, which should KO, or secure the KO, but it turns out this was actually a damage roll, and he lived on, I think, literally 1 HP, kills the Serena, and then goes down to the Life Orb. So that's a bit unfortunate, but hey-oh, we still win game 1. Moving into game 2, I really wanted to lock myself into Butterfree. I almost did, but then I thought to myself, no, I kind of need both Serena and Primarina, because I was expecting Kingdra to actually show up in game 2. I was so close to locking in Butterfree, but no, I do just end up locking into my super offensive team, leaving Togedemaru on the bench, hoping it would scare out the Vikavolt, but it turns out he still brought it anyway, which was fine. Also, the Sash is on Gothitelle, which is super important. That's what I figured it was on when I didn't see the Ghost Berry actually proc. But here we have the same lead, and this is actually where I kind of play a really good 50-50. So if he is physical Kingdra, I'm dropping his attack stat. If he's special Kingdra, Serena can come in and just kind of clean up. So this is really, really good. And then he makes actually a really good play here. And he actually, well, of course he Rage Powders, but then he actually Dragon Dances, which I thought was super, super clutch, which means he can actually outspeed me without the rain. I'm not max speed Dragapult. I do have some bulk invested, but we do just see the Dragon Dance come off here, which is super cool. But now I do know that he is physical Kingdra, so I am just going to keep doing the same play. Him not actually doing damage to the Clefairy is actually really important. He's at neutral attack, but he is at +1 speed, which might be what he was shooting for anyway. The one critique I have with this, Kingdra outspeeds my whole team under rain anyway. So I don't really know if the Dragon Dances were worth it, but either way, he played really well in this match, and I just go for another Follow Me. And he does outspeed, which of course he is at +1. I am not max anything. But Clefairy there does take 1 Geyser, which is super clutch, and Tangela does end up going down, dropping the Kingdra's attack stat even more, which is super, super important. And this turn is where I didn't know that the Goth was Sash yet. I had a sneaking suspicion it was, but then I seen Gengar come out, and I was like, okay, maybe this Gengar is actually Sash. So instead of going for the Max Dragon, which I wasn't for sure if it would kill, probably would have, I went ahead and went for the Max Ghost, and here's the last Follow Me. And I still do have my Sash intact, which is super, super important for the remaining of this match. Clefairy finally goes down there, but I do just Max Phantasm and kill the Gengar, and this actually ends up dropping the defense stat of the Kingdra, which would have been important this next turn, if my luck wasn't how it has always been this entire season. I debated going into Primarina, but I knew the Vikavolt was probably in the back. And this is my last turn, or I am done maxing now. I actually thought about doubling into the Vikavolt, but I knew that I could kill it later because it cannot kill my Primarina in 1 hit. Also thought about protecting here, but here comes the Max Wormwind into the Dragapult. I live on 1, of course. My Sash. And this is why I didn't protect. So there is the Draco Meteor. And I missed my Play Rough. That would have killed. Seeing that it didn't kill, I wish I just would have protected. But I'm pretty sure I have this game in the bag. There's not really much he can do at this point. Physical Kingdra cannot kill anything I have. I do just opt for the Protect on the Dragapult. If you double into my Prim, good on you. I think... No, because I'm at -2. So yeah, the double actually would have been the smarter play. I would have killed the Kingdra anyway. And yeah, because I'm AV, I do live the hit. Yeah, actually a double would have won him game 2. I just lock into Hyper Voice. It didn't matter. Granted, I probably would have clicked Draco again, and I think Draco might have actually killed. If I'm remembering right. Let me see how much damage this Shadow Ball actually does. No, Draco would not have killed. So yeah, he would have won game 2, which, good on him. He played really, really well. The Vikavolt was a super good bring, and the Gengar. I just wasn't expecting it since I do have Dragapult. Maybe a Scarf Gengar, but he actually brought Trick Room Gengar. So, nevertheless, that is a big win for me. Hunter is getting a lot better. The Tangela pickup really, really helped him in this match. Without Tangela, I do feel like I kind of just roll right through everything he has. But nevertheless, that's going to be it for me. We ended up winning this game. I think either 3 or 4-0. So, yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.